Hey everybody, this is Leslie from GoToKitchens.com. How's everybody doing this evening? It is almost 5:15 here in Northern Colorado. I'm a little late with my broadcast. Hey Rosemary, it's good to see you. Hey Lisa, hey Harlow, it's good to see you guys. Hi Sarah. So this is our inspiration scope. Every time that you see hashtag inspiration pop up, hey Chesty, it's good to see you. Hi Greg. Every time you see hashtag inspiration pop up, that is our inspirational scopes. Every time you see, I have like something underneath my eye over here. Every time, sorry, I didn't even look at myself before I went on scope here. Every time, hey Sonia, every time you see hashtag light bulb, that is our cooking and wellness scopes. And today we are going to talk about should've, could've, would've. Oh, good. That's funny. So nothing to sell at Go To Kitchens. That's right. So you do have the chocolate hearts. Goody for you. I love the chocolate hearts. I used to be like, oh, brown hearts. And then somebody said they were chocolate and I was like, yay. Oh, I'm so sorry you missed them. They're available at catch.me/Go To Kitchens if you want to see them. So I had somebody say to me one time that there is no such thing as shoulda, coulda, woulda. And our should've, could've, would've. And that was very powerful for me. I really got like slapped over the head with that one. And so that's what we're going to discuss today. Before we get to that, I just want you guys, if you would, please, I'm going to ask you only one time to share out with your followers right down here in the corner. There's a share button. Just touch that little guy right on top of his head and share out. Invite your followers, share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter, wherever you'd like to do it. That would be great. Thank you so much. If you want to share it everywhere, that would be awesome as well. Thank you guys for doing that. So let me introduce myself. My name is Leslie. I have a website, GoToKitchens.com. Harlow said it. There is nothing for sale over at GoToKitchens.com. The only thing I want you to do is I want you to buy into your own health. I do consider myself a light bulb expert. That is where my expertise is, and that's because I'm a 3-year cancer survivor, and I had a light bulb moment after cancer, and I'm trying to help people have light bulb moments before cancer, before disease, before tragedy, before all those things happen. So I fancy myself as a light bulb expert. I want you to have light bulb moments and I want to help you get them. So there you go, light bulb expert. That's right. So, so every day, thank you. So every day that's a whole nother story, by the way. Before all the crap happens. That's right. Every day on Facebook, or almost every day on Facebook, I do an inspirational post. And the hashtag for that is always light, never darkness. I love the light bulbs. That's right. Always light, never darkness is the hashtag. So if you go to Facebook, you in the search engine up at the top of Facebook, you type in hashtag always light, never darkness, you can see my inspirational post there. However, I bring them mostly to you here on Periscope as well. So yesterday morning, actually not this morning, but yesterday morning, I shared this out and I'm just going to read it to you. Please forgive me. I do not read out loud well because of my dyslexia. So please forgive me as I read this out loud, even though it's my own writing. So, yes. So, here's what it said yesterday. Should've, could've, and would've do not exist. They are something that you tell yourself when you're afraid to try. I should have been, this is me talking to myself. It's in quotes. I should have been an attorney is something I used to tell myself. Honestly, I would have been good at it if I only could have had the money to go to school. See how easy that is to live in that shadow? Those words have no positive effect on my reality. My reality is I am not an attorney. I am a real food blogger, a motivator, and a kitchen expert. If I'm constantly looking back, wondering what would have been if I only, I can never see my future or even enjoy my present. Or my gifts, if you want to look at it that way. I mean, present like now, and then, but anyway, whatever. Or your gifts, or your talents. So I just want to challenge you to eliminate, this is my inspiration challenge. I want to challenge you to get rid of the should've, the couldas, and the wouldas, because they don't exist. Your reality is not based on something that you should have done. Your reality is not based on something you could have done or would have done. I would have done that if I had known blah, blah, blah. Well, that's not your reality because that's not what has happened. And if you're constantly looking back, wondering, wondering what would have happened if I would have done this, then it would have been Elvis Presley, right? Then you are constantly looking backwards and it's hard to look forwards. So yes, stay in the now. Life is right now. Absolutely. You guys are spot on. Absolutely. You're catching it. You're grasping it. You're getting it. Because if you're dragging an anchor around of, I should have, if, you know, for a lot of years, I drug the anchor around. I should have been an attorney. I should have went to school. I should have been a lawyer. I would have been really good at it. I could have gone if I had the money to go. I just drug that behind me all the time. And I was constantly looking over my shoulder going, man, if I just would have done that, what would my life be like now? But the reality is, my reality is not that. So why do I keep looking back there? Why do I keep dragging that along with me? And then as soon as I let go of those things, as soon as I decide, you know, I should have taken better care of my body so I wouldn't have gotten cancer. That's ridiculous. Hey, Jenny, thanks for being here. Yeah. Right? I know. See, me too, Rosemary. I got married right out of high school. I should have never done that. I mean, but I'm fine, thank you. So as long as you are constantly looking backwards and carrying those anchors along with you, you cannot propel yourself forward. You cannot propel yourself into the future if you're constantly dragging that sort of thing around with you. So I want to challenge you to get rid of the should-haves, the could-haves, and the would-haves. I'm on my third marriage, so I got you beat. I got one on you. So, because they're not doing you any good. You cannot live, you can never see your future, and you can never enjoy your present as long as those are dragging behind you. So get rid of them. Dust them off your shoulder. Drop them. Leave them where they're at. Leave them where they're at because they are not part of your reality. Now, those events could have shaped what your reality is, right? So those events have shaped what my reality is, but my reality is not that I'm an attorney. I'm not an attorney. I'm something else that I actually probably like a lot better. So yes, I know, right? Could have been prevented. Exactly. And had I lived in that mentality, but you see how dangerous, you see how slippery that slope is. If I was constantly going around, you know, if I would have taken care of my body, I could have avoided getting cancer. That is a dangerous mentality because that may not have been my reality at all. My reality is that I had cancer. So what do I do with that? Where does that take me? Do I let it drag me down or do I let it propel me forward? And I chose to let it propel me forward. And I chose to leave behind what I should have or could have or would have done and look into my future. Yeah, I know. It's amazing, right? It's so liberating. So the next time you catch yourself saying, gosh, I should have, you didn't. The reality is that that's right. I could have been a lot of things but I am what I am. And all of those things that came along the way shaped me to who I am. And so I embrace that. So that's my message to you guys. I think it's a super powerful message. That particular post, I usually get between 20 and 35 likes or so on my post. That one actually had a lot. Today's post even had more. Today's really struck home. So yeah, I mean, it's not even just like, it's not as simple. I mean, if it was as easy of just letting it go, then it's more about embracing it. So for me, especially, right? I know it's something you cannot undo and you can't change. It is a waste of time. I like the way you say that. It is a complete waste of time. And you know, we've been told this over and over again, but I want you to think about those powerful words. Should have, could have, and would have. Those are very, very powerful words. And so I want you to think about those. And every time you use one, go, dang. And it's something that's could be very simple. Yes, absolutely. It's something like you go to the grocery store and you get home and you're like, oh man, while I was at the grocery store, I should have gotten. But the reality is that you did not get that. So you're going to have to go back to a grocery store. So you have two choices. You can just not have it, or you can go to the grocery store. So choosing between those realities is where, right? Choosing between those realities is where you need to live. You need to live in the present, and that will allow you to see deeper into your future. When you get rid of those things, yes, I know. You have to, I try to live without regret. I do that a lot too. Rosemary, I'm with you on that one. But I try to live without regret. I try to make choices in my life where I do not feel regret. And so I have a couple of things that, I wish that hadn't happened, but they did. And so my choices are, do I learn from them, or do I let them drag me down? And do I feel miserable about them? So it is a path that I have always chosen. I chose that path at a very young age to try to live without regret. So that's always meaning making the best choice possible. Now, sometimes my instincts don't kick in and I do the wrong thing, but that's how I learned the right thing, by doing the wrong thing. And so it's just embracing tragedy. It is embracing life's gifts of correction. I mean, honestly, correction is direction. So when you get corrected in your life, that is forcing you in a direction. So you're getting direction. You're being showed your path in front of you. So getting corrected it can show you the directed path that you need to be going down. And so embracing those opportunities instead of, it is so hard. I know it is. I get corrected a lot too. I do too. I get corrected a lot. Robin and I were just having this discussion a couple of nights ago. That's actually what brought up this post that I made. We were having this discussion a few nights ago, and I was telling him yes, it does. Absolutely. Absolutely. If you let it, it will. But we were having this discussion, and he says, he was talking about aging and how things, like your body doesn't respond like it used to workouts and, whatever. And he was feeling a little sad about this. And so we were talking about it. And I said, correction is direction. So when your body corrects you, then you need to take that as a directive to go a different path. And I told him, I said, and plus just imagine, yes, I've lost my way. Oh my gosh, have I ever lost my way? Yes, hundreds of times, thousands of times I've lost my way. So yeah, who hasn't? I've totally lost my way, but it was my power to recognize that I had lost my way that made it so powerful. So yes, I know. So you're lost right now, but see, that's okay. It's okay to wander around a little bit and try to figure out what your next path is and what your next step is. Sometimes it's just a deliberation that you're going through. So I was telling Robin, I said, imagine, if you will, I'm a severe dyslexic. So imagine, if you will, that every single thing that I write should be proofread, because of my dyslexia, because I leave off letters. I don't spell things. Yeah, everybody's been lost. I don't spell things correctly. I mix my words up. It's severe dyslexia, and I've learned how to, and I've decided to become a blogger, which is kind of anyway, whatever. So, but along the way, I've learned how to deal with it. So, but I'm still not perfect, because my brain will never correct that perfectly perfect. And I do the very best that I can do. But imagine, if you will, that every single thing that you write down on a piece of paper that you're judging yourself about. You're like, did I write that right? Did I spell that right? Imagine reading something 20 times and still having something misspelled or missing off a letter or something like that. I am constantly, that's good for you. Good. See, you probably won like a contest or something at a slumber party. So I can burp the alphabet, just saying. I can't really. So So, but just imagine being corrected that often. I mean, and it used to be such an anchor for me, right? Don't get aged, don't get older. Yeah, I used to struggle with comprehension. So do I. And it's because of my dyslexia. And this is why video is so great for me. But I am corrected every step. Everything that I do is corrected every single day. So I had to embrace that, and I had to jump over a hurdle because I really wanted to be a blogger. Excuse me. I really, 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 really wanted to be a food blogger, and that requires writing. And actually, I think I'm a pretty good writer. And so, but here I am wanting to food blog, and I can't spell, and my grammar is terrible. And it's not because I'm ignorant, and it's not because I'm dumb. It's just because that is what it is. Yeah, but it gets really screwed up, and then it takes like forever. So I'm like, what is that? What did you just want me to do? So, but it's crazy. So thank you so much, Harlow. And so I just had to jump over that hurdle. I had to let that care down. I had to let that guard down. Thank you, Rosemary. I had to let that guard down and jump over that hurdle and say, look, I'm totally doing this. I'm going to be a food blogger because that's what I want to do. That's where I feel really powerful, is in that. So yeah, I like that too, Archer. I love that too. I love it when people have really, really, like you're reading a book. I call it lyrical writing. So I love when people write that they're like lyricist almost, and you're reading it and it's like, wow, that is a really great description. And you're like transformed to there's Edison. You're transformed to the space that they're talking about. So what's the hashtag about the light and the dark? So that's because of my mantra. My mantra is, I say to myself, please always let me be light into dark spaces and never darkness into light spaces. And so my hashtag is always light, never darkness. And so you'll see that on Facebook. Yes. Yeah, that's my mantra. That's what I pray every single day. I start every morning. I say it to myself every time I come on Periscope. Before every single Periscope, I say, please let me be light into dark spaces and never darkness into light spaces. And that is, that's my creed. That's what I live by. And so, yes, hashtag always light, never darkness. Thank you, Harlow, for putting that out. You just need an always in front of light. Hashtag always light, never darkness. So that's my challenge to you guys today. There are no should've, could'ves, and would'ves. Thank you, Dawn. Hey, Dawn. It's good to see you. So there's no should've, could'ves, and would'ves. They don't exist. They are a figment because they are not your reality. Always light, never darkness. Yep, that's it. Thank you. Thank you, Harlow, for putting that in. Harlow's my little, put everything in there, make sure everybody knows who you are, girl. I love it. I love it. So you guys go and have an amazing evening. I gave you something to chew on. You got another task. You got another chore to do. Actually, I'm learning. Well, your English is very good, actually. Yes. Should have, could have, and would have. That's correct. Yep. You've got it. There is no should have, could haves, or would haves. Bye, Dawn. I love you too. I know I'm always giving you homework. Dang it. Go make kombucha. Dang. Go make kimchi. Shoot. Now you have to work on your brain. You have to work on the brain. I do believe that your health encompasses mind, body, and soul. And I know, thank you, Sonia. I really feel like that your health is three things. And I know a lot of people talk about it, mind, body, and soul, but I do believe that you need to feed all three of those things well and feed it good things. You need to feed your mind good things. You need to feed your soul good things. You need to feed your body good things. And I do believe in that from all kinds of perspectives, not just from food, not just from inspiration, but just in your daily practices. Like, you can't pay me money to watch a movie that has a lot of violence in it. I just won't do it because I don't like feeding my mind with that kind of information. It's not because I don't like violence. Actually, one of my favorite movies ever is Pulp Fiction, full of violence, because I love Quentin Tarantino. All of his movies are very violent, but I don't feed my mind that way. I just refuse to feed my mind. Yes, watching too much CNN. I had to quit. I was a news junkie. I love to debate. And so in order to be a good debater with other people, then I needed to know the news. I needed to know current events, and I needed to know them well. And I needed to know both sides of the story and everything. And I was a CNN junkie. Do you think energy becomes in your soul or in your body? I think that yeah, I know NPR is even too heavy. The Weather Channel is kind of controversial nowadays. I believe that everything that we put in our body creates an energy. And so if you are putting, right, it's tornadoes and hail and 10 feet of snow, and I can't do it. And NPR as well. Actually, NPR puts me to sleep. So yes, there is a story behind Edison's name. I'll tell you in just a second. But I do believe that it's important for you I believe everything that you put inside your body. So whatever you're putting in your mind, whatever you're taking on in your soul, and whatever you're putting into your body physically, I believe it contributes to your energy. And so are you eating, things that are high energy? Are you eating energy suckers? Are you around people who are contributing to your energy? Are you around energy suckers? Are you contributing things to your soul that are good for it, or do you have things that's sucking that energy out? So yes, I know, me too, Kim. I do not do negative. I understand that there is negative in the world, and I get that you can't have positive without negative. I understand that. You can't have light without dark. I understand that, but I do try to avoid it. I do try to avoid it as much as possible, because I just don't need to feed my soul that way. So no, I think there's a couple here. I think you're doing fine. Yes, it harms my mood. Yep. Don't feel strange. I do have a lot of women that watch me, but I do have a lot of men as well that watch me. So it's probably more women than men, but that's cool. It's cool. You're hanging out with the girls. You're going to learn something about girls if you stay long enough. So Edison's name, it comes from Thomas Edison, Thomas E. Edison. Robin and I had just been to the Henry Ford Museum in Deerfield, Michigan, and I fell in love with Thomas Edison there. I was already in love with him, but then I really fell in love with Thomas Edison because such a genius. And anyway, I love Tesla. I love all kinds of things like that. That's right. I love that song, actually. It's a great little tune. And so, so we had just been there, and, that's right. We had just been there, and when we picked out Edison, I just looked at Robin and I said, it'd be a really cool name for him. And he said, what? And I said, Edison. And he was like, oh, you mean like Thomas Edison? I said, yes. He's like, oh, that's perfect. It's perfect. He just looked like an Edison. He was just kind of embraced it, like, from the beginning. And he's so smart. He's a genius dog. I have to tell you, this dog is a genius, smartest dog I've ever met. So Edison Lighthouse. Yeah. I mean, it is, yeah, that's his name. It kind of all ties in together, doesn't it? Kind of crazy. Woo. The universe is speaking. Okay, you guys, I'm going to step out. I'm going to go make dinner. And if you want to know what we're having for dinner, it's very boring. We are having grilled chicken and Brussels sprouts. That's what we're having. But you will be happy to know in the Go-To Kitchens today that, in the Go-To Kitchens today that I actually tested a recipe for homemade shaving cream. It's pretty weird, actually. Thanks, Kim. Thanks for being here. And I started sprouting some black beans today. So we'll see how those turn out. I'll show you them tomorrow. I know, homemade shaving cream. It's interesting. It smells really good. Like, I want to eat it instead of use it to shave my legs. I'm like, that smells really good. It smells like food. I told Robin, I was like, whatever you do, don't eat this. This is not food. I don't know. I don't know if it's the one you saw. I'm actually teaching a class. I'm actually teaching a class on Tuesday. I'm teaching a class on Tuesday, and it's all about making your own like beauty products. And so I have several that I do, but I really wanted to master this. I really wanted to master this shaving cream. So yes. I do. I do. It's because it makes me so happy, Archer. I love seeing my friends. So yes. Woohoo. It's like Mrs. Doubtfire. Is that what you're referring to? That's what, when I was making it, all I could think about, because it's real fluffy and like it looks like meringue, and all I could think about was Mrs. Doubtfire sticking her head in that, Robin Williams sticking his face in that cake and having all the cake on his face. It was so funny. All about frosting. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. So tomorrow in the Go-To Kitchens, we are flavoring kombucha. Today, if you want to catch the replay at Go-To Kitchens, I know, it's so funny. I miss him so bad already. I just totally miss him. But I didn't even know him, but I miss his talent so much. And it's funny because Robin Williams he had so much light and so much joy that, yeah, you're welcome. Goodbye. So much joy and so much light that he brought, and obviously so desperate inside to be something else. And it was, that's very sad. So whole nother scope there, whole nother scope. So tomorrow in the Go-To Kitchens, we are flavoring kombucha. Nanette is back in here, and then next week is going to be amazing. Next week in the Go-To Kitchens at noon Mountain Time, I do a broadcast, and it's all about food, and it's all about the kitchen. Bye. See you, Lisa. Bye, Greg. It's all about food, and she's the one that's been in the kitchen with me all week, Carlo, the little blonde, the little cute blonde. And so we are doing recipe makeovers next week. I'm making over. I'm going to teach you guys how to make over macaroni and cheese. So good. I'm going to teach you how to make over pizza, French fries, and ketchup. What? I know, I said it. French fries and ketchup. Chocolate cake. No, she's a wellness professional that lives in my area. And so she's a friend, but she's not a neighbor. And then there's going to be one surprise recipe. Yep. Next week in the Go-To Kitchen. So you guys have to catch my episodes next week, noon Mountain Time. Please go check out the website, gotokitchens.com. Nothing for sale over there. I only want you to buy into your own health. Consider becoming a VIP and get your booty over to the Facebook page. Once you become a VIP, you get access to our private Facebook page, and it's so much fun. We have so much fun over there. So get your booty over there. All right, you guys, have a good afternoon or good evening, and I will see you tomorrow. That's right. Get your booty over there. I will see you guys tomorrow at noon Mountain Time. Have a good evening. Bye.